This is a sports catastrophe production. Hey there, Heather, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter, and welcome you to another sports catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday boy for today, June the 5th, is an owner of an NFL team, which is kind of strange because you may be thinking, oh, it's got to be an athlete. Well, this guy, who's now 81 years old, is the owner of the New England Patriots and the CEO of the Kraft Group, a diversified holding company with assets in paper packaging, sports entertainment, real estate development, and private equity. So in 1994, he decided to buy the New England Patriots, and he also owns the New England Revolution, which was one of the original franchises of Major League Soccer when it happened in 1996. He is Robert Kraft, who is now, well, as I said, he was 81. So anyway, he was born in Brookline, Massachusetts. His mother was actually from Halifax, so he's part Canadian. I did not know that. His father wanted his son to be a rabbi because they were a modern Orthodox Jewish family. He sold papers outside Braves Field in Boston when the Boston Braves were playing there, and he was not able to do much sports because of his after-school Hebrew studies and his observance of the Sabbath, which is a Saturday. But he went to Columbia on an academic scholarship and was class president. He would meet his wife Myra at a delicatessen in Boston and married in 1963. He got an MBA from Harvard Business School and Columbia. Anyway, Kraft could have went into politics, but he didn't want his family to be disappointed in him. So anyway, he went through with the Rand Whitney Group with an exporter-importer, which helps many companies. Avon, Kodak, cosmetic companies, candles, and toys. So basically, he did the Kraft Group. Anyway, Kraft and 5 others actually purchased the Boston Lobsters of World Team Tennis. And Boston was good, with Martina Navratilova playing for them too. Fortunately, the league would fold by 78. Kraft wanted to buy the Red Sox or the Celtics. Kraft was a Patriots fan since their AFL day and has been a season ticket holder since 1971 when the team moved to Schaefer Stadium. Or Foxborough Stadium, that it was. In 1985, he actually bought an option on the raceway close to the stadium. And that meant that Patriots owner Billy Sullivan couldn't hold non-Patriot events at the stadium while races were being held. Kraft knew that the Sullivans owned the stadium, but not the surrounding land. And so he wanted to buy the stadium and the Patriots. And with the Sullivans reeling from a series of bad investments, including the Jacksonville 1984 tour, it was pathetic. In 1988, Sullivan sold controlling interest of the team because the stadium was in bankruptcy. Kraft looked like he was going to get the team. He bought him out of bankruptcy for $22 million. Unfortunately, he didn't win the franchise. That was Victor Kiam. Sullivan and Kiam wanted to move the team to Jacksonville because, a bad stadium and a bad team. However, Kraft said, no, you're not going to break the lease. And then Kiam had to sell the Patriots to James Orfwin in 1992. And Orfwin actually offered Kraft $75 million to buy out the team's lease at Foxborough. Kraft said no. Orfwin wanted to sell the team. He didn't want the team in New England. Kraft wanted to pay $172 million for an outright purchase, and Orfwin accepted. Stan Kroenke wanted a team in Los Angeles and St. Louis so much, he was willing to pay over $200 million for the team. However, he would have to bear all the team's relocation expenses. And so it worked. All right. Everyone thought he overpaid for the franchise, but no, he didn't. The Patriots sold out their entire 1994 season because of the approval of the sale. Every Patriots home game has been sold out since, even preseason. Kraft almost sent the team to Hartford because the state of Connecticut would finance a new stadium. But Massachusetts said, no way, we'll let you have another stadium with infrastructure. So Kraft financed a $350 million stadium, which was Gillette Stadium. And Kraft would develop the land around Gillette Stadium, calling it a $375 million open-air shopping and entertainment center called Patriot Place. Kraft surprisingly traded a first-round pick to the New York Jets for the rights to get Bill Belichick as head coach. It was criticized at the time, but it worked. Bill Belichick helped him win 6 Super Bowls and 9 conference titles. There was a good relationship between Kraft, Belichick, and Tom Brady. Unfortunately, in later years, everything looked strained. Kraft's ownership has worked out and all that. They've made the playoffs in 21 of 27 years. Kraft has been the owner, so that's amazing. Winning 19 division titles. They got to the Super Bowl 9 times. Well, 8 times. No, 10, is it? Yeah, 10 times in Kraft's appearances. Losing 4, but still, they had 6. The Patriots have won 12 games 14 times, which is amazing and all that. Kraft has given Vladimir Putin his 3rd Super Bowl ring. It was for respect and admiration. Unfortunately, Putin nowadays has been doing terribly. Anyway, Kraft actually founded the New England Revolution, which was one of the first teams in Major League Soccer. And they played alongside the Patriots at Foxborough Stadium. Kraft even owned San Jose for a couple years. There were rumors that Robert Kraft was going to buy Liverpool, or at least part of Liverpool. Unfortunately, the team was sold to another pair of Americans, George Gillette and Tom Hicks. However, Family Sports Group owns Liverpool, like they're in Boston. Anyway, Kraft doing his stuff, even bought an Overwatch team. But, well, the Krafts have donated lots of money to philanthropy, including education, child issues, healthcare, youth sports, and causes within the American and Israeli community and all that. Kraft never forgot where he came from with his Jewish values and all that. Meaning 27 missions to Israel. Robert Nehemiah Kraft funded a joint professorship between Brandeis and Holy Cross College, forming the Kraft Hyatt Endowed Chairs in Comparative Religion. They would also support Columbia, Harvard Business School, Brandeis, Holy Cross, Boston College, Tufts, Yeshiva, and the Boys and Girls Clubs of Boston. All that. And they pledged lots of money towards healthcare and masks and all that. And do a lot of things. Kraft even put up a Super Bowl 51 ring for auction to help those having food issues as a result of the pandemic. So Kraft married Myra in 1962, as I said, but unfortunately she died due to ovarian cancer at age 68 in 2011. All that. A patch bearing Kraft's initials MHK appeared on the Patriots uniform jersey through the 2011 season. They had 4 sons. Jonathan, who is president of the Kraft Group and the Patriots. Daniel, who's president of the International Forest Products. Joshua, who's the president and CEO of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Boston. And David, who's a former director of the Kraft Group. Kraft would then date an actress, Ricky Blander. all that. It's kind of weird. That Snyder gave birth to a child, but it's not Robert Kraft's. All that. However, Kraft is engaged to Dana Blumberg. Of course, let's not forget about all the problem of the legal issue in 2019 that he had faced 2 misdemeanor charges for soliciting another to commit prostitution at a day spa and all that. It was like, holy crow and all that. But due to lack of evidence, by September 2020, the charges were dropped. But still, I mean, he should not have done what he did. But I know you got 6-time Super Bowl champion as an owner. I mean, the Patriots do have the tied for the most titles in NFL history. So why? What else is new? Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.